Hello, love. Welcome to Feeling Fridays. This is where we hone in on the empath journey for the Elsh Collective, empaths, light workers, starseeds, and healers. And I'm going to get right into it. This is the first installment of Feeling Fridays, and I am not going to be pulling or popping any cards today. This message is actually very similar to the Lyran Andromedan one that came through a little while ago, where I have a being that wants to communicate this aspect of the empath journey at this point in time and space. Okay, so before I get into it, I am going to share with you the crystals that I'm working with. Rose quartz, and you'll see why in a second. And I'm also working with this apophyllite pyramid. Okay. Now, right off the bat, combining these two crystals, I was shown the clarity of the heart and the connection of the heart to cosmic consciousness. So this is an invitation for you as well. If you have these crystals available to you, again, if you do not, you can always tune into the frequencies of these crystals, okay? I bring them into these readings for that reason. There's a lot as well coming through here with rainbow or prismatic energy. We're going to get to that. He's showing me later. But there is something here that is a nod to the rainbow bridge. But he's showing me the rainbow bridge as the connection from the microcosmic to the macrocosmic, because he's sort of showing it to me the way that it's looked at in terms of astrology and this idea of Chiron and that bridge and between the inner and the outer planets, this generational aspect of the journey that we are all on, but also the individual aspect coming into play here, okay? Now, when I say he, I am referring to a being here who he's telling me that he is a representative of the Venusian Galactic Council and that he's connected to the Venusian energies. And he goes by the name, I heard Ralph in the beginning, and he says, but it also sounds like Ray, the way we see the name Ralph, but we pronounce it Ray. And it can go both ways because specifically, he's coming down on a ray of consciousness or a beam of consciousness. It's like he's come here to be a representative of a beam of consciousness with regard to this connection between the heart and cosmic consciousness. He wants to speak to divine masculine energies. And before he came through, I was actually shown by Spirit Cinderella. I was shown Cinderella in animated form, the story of Cinderella, her speaking to the animals, and then immediately this was connected to this south node axis that we're in between Libra, north node, Aries. And so much of this, he's saying, is part of the collective relational wounds and relational wounding. That is really the focus here now with this node. One of the biggest things in the energies that's coming through here is our perceptions around relationships, right? And the purging or the cleansing of the debilitating, is what I'm hearing, the debilitating aspects of relationships, especially related to codependency and the energies around indoctrination when it comes to the empath. Again, I like to refer to this as faulty empathy. These ideas that we inherit about what it means to be empathic, what it means to be a giving soul. He's showing me the number 2 now, okay? The 2, and he's showing it to me in the energy or frequency of it being relational and understanding that what the biggest thing that empaths need to know right now at this point in the journey, whenever this message finds you or you find it, is that the 2 is relational. meaning this isn't a one-sided journey, situation, relationship that you're in. There's a reason why relationships and the number 2 are connected, because he's speaking to 2 as being relational. And this is why it is very more divine feminine in its energy, because 2 is a feminine number, but he's also pointing to the fact that there is a divine masculine aspect to this that he wants to bring in. And he's showing himself to me as literally a knight in shining armor. And he wants to speak to that. So I'm just going to let him start talking here. Okay. So basically, I also see him like the Knight of Cups on this white horse. All these, he wants to say these are stereotypes. These are stereotypes, but they're also aspects of truth related to the divine masculine. So part of the balancing, and this goes back to the Libra being in the South Node, right? A rebalancing of these energies involves the rebalancing of the masculine and how it has been stereotypically depicted, especially in movies, films, stories that we've read. And he's pointing to the fact that he's showing me Avalon. He's showing me the story of King Arthur, of Lancelot, right? And Lancelot is connected to this Knight of Cups, right? And so the energies of Lancelot and this integrity that Lancelot represents is the purest sense of a knight in shining armor, and this is a pure sense of what the divine masculine encompasses. This is an aspect of the divine masculine that exists and that is being rebalanced at the moment. There is, let me just tune into this for a second here. Just like there's a spiritual war happening in the sense of energy and manipulation of energy, there is also a war on men and women happening, on the ideas of what it means to be a man, on the ideas of what it means to be a woman, gender, all of this. And he's bringing me back to polarity. I'm actually seeing, and this has come up recently for me, okay? I'm seeing the equal cross here. Now, I've been reading a book that I have not, I'm going to share it with you right now, because just give me 2 seconds, okay? He wants me to share it with you. So I have been reading this book, and I've made mention of this book before. It's called The Occult Christ. It's by Ted Andrews, the same author, the same man who wrote Animal Speak, another book that I absolutely love. This man has written so many different things. If you're interested in further moving into esoteric meaning of things, like an esoteric practice, study, occult, what the true meaning of occult is, he is an excellent resource, okay? And like always, remember, you take what resonates and you leave what doesn't, okay? There's a reason for that. It has to resonate with your energy and your frequency, but there are truths in this, absolutely. I can feel that from this book. Now, in this particular book, Ted Andrews speaks to the equal cross. This has so many different names because, again, just like the all-seeing eye, it's permeated so many different cultures. And basically, when I'm talking about the equal cross, he's actually saying to me, say the red cross, like that's what it is. So when you see it's equal lengthwise or vertically and horizontally, like a plus symbol, this is the symbol that represents the aspect of it that he's wanting me to share from this, because I just read this like the other day, was the merging of the masculine and the feminine energies, the positive, and remember, we don't mean this is good and bad here, the positive active energies in the vertical line and the negative receptive energies in the horizontal line, okay? Okay, so he wants me to read from this section about the cross. The cross is great symbolism in all the ancient mystery traditions. It is the symbol of archetypal humanity. It reflects harmonizing of the four elements and their union, necessary for the highest expression of the soul. And he's actually reminding me here of when you see like a medicine wheel, or when you see a grand cross in astrology, or when you see, um, what's the other one that I'm thinking of now? The wheel of the year, right? It's separated into these, the main cardinal directions are a cross, right? And that's significant because of its connection to humanity and the earth and to Mama Gaia and the directions. The point of intersection in the cross is the sacred center of life. It is the point of communication between the higher and the lower. It is the point at which the spiritual and the physical meet. It is the point of greatest energy and creativity. It is the point where new birth occurs. This is even more significant when we consider that the vertical pole reflects the masculine energy of the universe, and the horizontal pole, the feminine. Whenever the two unite, new birth occurs. Okay. And there's another section here that I have not, it's 11:11 on the counter. Okay, he wants me to read this section. I haven't read this section yet, so this is the first time I'm reading it, because I have, like I said, I'm only like this far in this book. Okay, like page 59, and this is page 144. 144, page 144. Okay, enough said, right? Unfortunately, the cavalry cross has come to be the symbol for modern Christianity. In this form of the cross, the horizontal bar is shorter in length than the vertical, again, reflecting the predominance of the masculine energy of the universe. Okay, you may have come across this before, but he wants me to reiterate this again. The true form of the cross for the Christ mysteries is the equal-armed cross, a balanced intersection of the male and female. As humanity learns first to balance the poles of energy, equal-armed cross, then to give expression to its higher gifts, the cross as a symbol of the Christ mysteries will change. The two intersecting poles of the cross will form the parallel twin columns. That's really sticking out right now. Twin columns, especially with 11:11. Twin columns of true Christ initiation, the twin columns of the Christ mysteries through which the New Age initiate will enter the temples. I'm going to read that last part one last time, okay? The two intersecting poles of the cross will form the parallel twin columns of true Christian initiation, the twin columns of the Christ mysteries through which the New Age initiate will enter the inner temples. Okay. Okay. He's showing me now, thank you, Ted Andrews. He's showing me now that intersection like a portal. And he wants me, actually, there's a diagram, I think, here it is. Okay. So this is one of the diagrams that he has in here. This is part of a meditation, I believe. Now, there's obviously much more significance to the symbolism with the roses and the star, but he is showing this to me as a portal. This is a portal, another access point. Like the all-seeing eye. I just was going to say like the third eye. Yeah. But he's wanting to really emphasize here the heart. He keeps on bringing me back to the rose quartz. Okay, so he's saying that there is multiple. This is interesting. So there's multiple access points when it comes to. Okay, this is why the rainbow is coming through. He's showing me that all access points are significant. We talk a lot about coming from the heart, but we also have to be discerning, is what he's showing me. This is why this cosmic consciousness wants to come through with this apophyllite, okay? Because he's also showing me the necessity to be grounded, okay? Another being that keeps on coming up for me, and I just mentioned this to a very dear friend of mine recently, is Archangel Sandalphon. And Archangel Sandalphon, I think I was watching Mike Sandler's, is it Inspired Nation that man has? I can't remember. I came across, and I don't follow him, okay? His video came up on my feed. And it was Archangel Sandalphon. And I was like, yeah, because Archangel Sandalphon's been making an appearance lately. So I clicked on it. And right at the beginning, he was talking about the need for us to be grounded, and that Archangel Sandalphon, along with Archangel Metatron, before they were angels, they were humans, right? Archangel Sandalphon was the prophet Elijah, right? That's how we know him as. And then he ascended, right? And he's often, I'm reiterating what how Michael Sandler, I believe that's his last name, he was speaking to this. He was saying that, you know, he is considered the tallest angel, the biggest angel, the largest angel, right? Because his feet are on Mama Gaia and he reaches up into the heavens. And it is symbolic more than anything else of the fact that he is a bridge and that he helps us to ground the spiritual energies. And now they're showing me this cross again, and how that is the combination of the physical and the spiritual, okay? So there's a lot here to unpack. And he simply, Ray, simply wants to reiterate here that this is happening, and that meditating upon these energies, and especially the symbol of this equilateral cross, of this equal lined cross, is significant to coming back into balance. Yeah, he's telling me that this is only the beginning, and that with the specifically connected to this South Node in Libra, okay? Yeah, so I want to go back to a second here for Cinderella. She's coming, that whole imagery of Cinderella. Okay. Okay, so okay. This is going to have to be something that we will get into in another message, in another video. But what he's showing me is that the story of Cinderella has been used in a way to actually perpetuate this idea of, how do I even explain this? This is so difficult. Like, okay, I'm going to really try here to do this. Just give me 2 seconds here. So we often will hear stereotypes around men and women regarding like a rescuer being a man to a woman who is in need. And what he's saying is that that is actually a true divine masculine aspect, but it's been usurped and twisted in a way to make it look like women are weak, when in fact they're not. That's far from the truth. And so he's showing me like we blanket this as an idea and we don't see the nuances, and we make it very one-dimensional, is what he's showing me, very black and white, around this idea that the Cinderella story is simply about, like he's showing me Cinderella as a parable around divine masculine and divine feminine energies. And he's like, did you not see in the movie and in the story, like how she did all these things to actually get herself out of there, in a way? That's a whole other topic though to go deep into. And he's actually, have you ever seen the movie Ever After? I think Drew Barrymore plays in it. Yeah, and I can't remember who the guy is who plays Prince Charming, but the fight that she had in her, the fierceness she had in her, the strength that she had in her has completely been misrepresented. Because women are strong, women are powerful, but there is an aspect to the polarity of divine femininity and divine masculinity that involves the divine masculine in his divine role, in his highest order, is what he's showing me. And this is very knight-like, like analogous to King Arthur and the stories of Avalon. There is an aspect to the divine feminine, to the divine masculine, in relation to the divine feminine, that is inherently protective, savior-like in the sense of holding her when she needs to be held. That's what he wants to share. And that is a whole other topic to explore more deeply. I'm going to end it there. Thank you, Ralph Ray, for being here with us. I feel like I need to look up the name Ralph now. Yeah, thank you. I thank you for being here. Thank you to the Venusian Galactic Council, these energies wanting to come through. They're really emphasizing how important this is. And I feel it within me, like viscerally. It's so, they have such an energy about them. One of the ways in which they present themselves is obviously incredibly empathic, but deeply feeling, and at the same time, really powerful in that heart energy and that deeply feeling energy, you know? Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you so much love wherever you are, in love and liberation always.